What is up everyone, welcome to a brand new Gran Turismo 7 video, and today we're going to be discussing the latest release from Polyphony. They basically just released a quick update which claims to make Sophy 3.0 in the power pack more balanced. Now this comes off the back of a lot of players feeling that the difficulty was either way too easy or way too hard in the first release, and now only a few days after that first release, they've adjusted the AI performance across all three levels of difficulty. Considering how quickly they released this update, my suspicion is that they must have had it ready before the release of the power pack and decided to release it after looking at the data that they no doubt collected over the first few hours and days of the release. So I jumped back in to test it and ran one of the Nürburgring races with the AMG GT-R, which in this case is the mid-tier difficulty option, the easier one being the Porsche GT3 RS and the BMW M4 being the hardest option. I decided to skip free practice as I didn't want to give myself a chance of getting used to the car or pacing myself based on the lap times of the supposedly more balanced AI. So I jumped straight into qualifying and used the out lap as my warm-up lap. Now when I tried doing this before the update, I would often find myself in the top 5 in the middle car, so I was interested to see where I'd end up now. I managed to put the car in P2, only a couple of tenths off the pace of the first car. Now on a track like this, 2 tenths is absolutely nothing. So I'm already noticing the nerfing, in inverted commas, that a lot of users are talking about on Reddit and on YouTube. But let's jump into the race and see if there are any other noticeable changes of how the race will unfold. Now immediately this feels like a proper race. I'm under some pressure from the Ferrari F8 behind me, and the leader seems to be running at a very believable pace. It's not braking too early, not slowing down on the straights. This is pretty nice. I was quite surprised to see the F8 struggling to get past me on the straight. Now that car is a bit of a rocket ship on straight lines, and I know it's got quite a lot of body roll in corners. It's not a very track focused car, but I would have expected it to overtake me on that straight. So this is actually better than I expected. Now remember, this is the mid-level. It isn't supposed to be easy, but it also shouldn't pose too much of a challenge. It's for, basically, you guessed it, mid-level players. Now I for one found some of the previous mid-levels to be a little bit too difficult, and the easiest level was way too easy. So this race is promising because it seems to suggest that for some of us, the mid-level is the new starting point. I'm also quite surprised that the GT3 RSs haven't caught us yet. That is by far the fastest car around this track, and I would have expected to see a couple of them in my rearview mirrors at this point, but they're nowhere to be seen, and actually throughout the race they never pose any threat. So far I'm really enjoying this pace. It's like a really good combination between having to defend myself from the F8 behind me, but also trying to catch up the other AMG GT-R in front of me. It hasn't disappeared. It's doing a proper race, something you'd expect from maybe a level D or level C in GT Sport, but it's really fun. It feels realistic. I'm pushing hard, but still trying to keep it on the tarmac, fully aware that I can't restart this race. But yeah, this is very enjoyable, definitely more enjoyable than a quick race against Sophy 2.0. Now at this point in the race, I feel pretty comfortable in second place, to be honest. The F8 has no chance of overtaking me, and the AMG in front has put a bit of a healthy gap between us. As we near the end of the race, I start to think that maybe I have a chance of catching the GT-R in front, but I also don't want to put my car into the wall. And this is where I think they did a really good job with the power pack. The fact that you can't restart races makes the offline experience much more similar to the online one, and it forces you to focus on your racecraft and overall pace, rather than just thinking about winning every race. So what do I think of this update? Well, based on this race alone, I'd say that players from low to upper mid-level will be pleased. Online, I'm usually a DRB, and this mid-level feels more like a C or a fast D. Had I qualified first with an extra lap, I would have probably won this race quite easily. And I also tried some other races after this one, and on some of them the mid-level felt a little bit too easy now, to be honest, and the hardest level felt definitely achievable. Now I think that as long as the difficulty is hard-coded into 3 levels, it's going to be impossible to please everyone. I'd love to see the AI adapt to the player a lot more, and maybe that's something we'll get in the future. But for now, I think this update will please most players, and I also understand why it will frustrate some, but I'd be really curious to hear your opinions. Have you been enjoying Sophy 3.0 in the power pack? And have you also shared some of the frustrations that some users have, or are you overall quite happy with it? So let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe and give it a like, and I will see you in the next one.